With the world's most famous electric car company to its name, the goal of creating the first generation of humanoid robots, standardizing solar energy in our homes, or creating networks of tunnels that unites the world, we would all think that Elon Musk has enough to retire and feel very successful. However, this is far from being the case. The creator of SpaceX is clearly determined to leave us as a society in the purest style of science fiction movie, with robots, spaceships, and human colonies on other planets in the solar system. A crazy and ambitious goal that, with each passing day, is getting closer. Not content with revolutionizing the automobile industry, Musk recently announced a new project that promises to do the same with airplanes and space travel. So let's go ahead and get to the video and find out. Getting humans on the red planet and becoming an interplanetary society is Elon's biggest dream. A heavy and very difficult dream. After all, let's look at the differences. Between taking a plane flight from one country to another is very different from leaving the Earth's surface and entering other worlds. The dream would seem to be very, very distant still. However, as of recently revealed by NASA and the current owner and CEO of Twitter, their work together has produced a new technology that can really bring us closer to the ambitious and planetary dream, and is perfectly capable of changing the entire transportation industry, from spaceflight off the Earth to air travel around the world. This new technology is called the RDRE engine, or in other words, Rotating Detonation Rocket Engine, a novel engineering prodigy that could forever change the way all propulsion systems are made. Conventional rockets are cool, flashy, sleek, and stylish. They were the vehicles that took man to the moon in the late 69s. Yet they have a problem, one that kept space exploration and missions almost completely stalled for decades. Space rockets were not reusable until a few decades ago. Most traditional rockets were designed to be destroyed in stages as they left the Earth's gravity, making them extremely expensive to build. The advent of space shuttles and SpaceX rockets presented a solution to the problem by creating the first reusable space vehicles, created mainly thanks to a tendency deeply rooted in Elon's way of doing things, which is to understand all the pieces of technology created by his company and then create them himself. This is in fact how he brought down the cost of production of his rockets and how he builds the parts of his Optimus for humanoid robots, and how they created the novel RDRE engine, which promises to turn the air transport industry upside down. The other big problem of rockets of a lifetime is the sort of paradox that exists between weight and fuel. Gravity holds everything in place, it keeps things static, and to change them we need energy. Every step you take to move your body weight from one place to another consumes energy. If you want to jump, you need energy, and if you want to jump much higher still and stay in the air longer before gravity brings you back to Earth, you need more energy. Cars and airplanes use energy to move from one place to another. To produce energy, they burn fuel. The problem is that just as it takes a person weighing 80 kilos more energy to jump to a height than it takes a person weighing, let's say, 52 kilos, to make something as heavy as a space rocket rise enough to leave Earth orbit takes a lot of fuel. Yet, the bigger it gets, the more fuel a rocket's tank can hold, and the heavier it gets, which in turn makes it more fuel to lift. Fuel makes the rocket way more heavy. This is where the RDRE engine comes into play, designed to produce much more energy than conventional propulsion systems are capable of generating, while using less fuel to do so. Its system differs from conventional ones by generating energy using a supersonic combustion phenomenon known as detonation, which makes the energy manageable, much more efficient, and powerful. This new engine, still experimental, but whose promising technology is advancing at an accelerated rate, promises to be capable of being able to power commercial aircraft, manned landers, and the same interplanetary vehicles that Elon hopes to use in his manned missions to Mars, as well as the one that NASA researchers are preparing for the upcoming Artemis 2 mission to the moon. These engineers are not necessarily the only innovations or novel technologies being researched to revolutionize the air travel industry. NASA is separately developing, in collaboration with DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, a series of research projects to create a new advanced technology based on nuclear thermal propulsions. But the RDRE engine appears capable of surpassing even the wildest dreams of advocates of nuclear power as a new great fuel for space travel. The first RDRE engine was tested for the first time recently, during so-called hot fire tests conducted last year at Marshall's East Test Area. During these tests, the engine managed to ignite more than a dozen times in a span of approximately 10 minutes, and according to the test data collected by engineers at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, Alabama, who was in charge of the project, the results of these tests were excellent, with the engine meeting the team's expectations. According to engineers, the RDRE engine demonstrated that its hardware made of novel designs and processes of manufacturing or 3D printing could operate without problems for long periods of time, while withstanding the enormous heats and degrees and pressures generated by the detonation, that the engine itself makes it to operate, that its system is so efficient and as to be used in the not too distant future in interplanetary vehicles designed to traverse the space vacuum and cross the enormous distances that separate the one world from another. This new innovative engine has the abilities of staying functionally optimal, even when operating at a maximum speed of reaching a not inconsiderable 1.800 kilograms of thrust for almost 1 minute at an average chamber pressure of almost 43 bar, which is equivalent to about 622 pounds per square inch. This incorporates a novel copper alloy, GRC Op 42, coupled to the engine thanks to an additive manufacturing process of powder bed fusion, an additive that allows the engine to operate ideally in the most extreme temperature conditions without running into a real risk of overheating. This promising engine, as we already specified, has the ability of producing greater power with less fuel. This will enable future spaceflight to move more payload and mass to deep space destinations. It is even a non-negligible possibility that this new generation of motors will become the technological linchpin of a new era of hyper-accelerated global transportation based on rockets with launching networks spread around the world, allowing resources, raw materials, and people to be carried from one end of the world to another within 20 minutes standard to about 45 minutes maximum. This was presented by the owner of Tesla and Twitter during this virtual presentation at the B20 Summit program. SpaceX reusable rockets are currently widely used to carry astronauts, supplies, and machinery to the International Space Station, being perfectly capable of returning to SpaceX headquarters and its platforms, which, in conjunction with these RDRE engines, ideal for making longer trips and carrying even more cargo with less fuel, could be the basis for the new airports of our generation. Elon has well earned his reputation as an eccentric and innovative billionaire, one of those who seek to link all of his projects and take them along the same path. Proof of this are these amazing engines, with the ability of saving several millions of dollars and taking space exploration to new frontiers. Space research remains a priority for Elon Musk and his collaborators, who were optimistic about the possibility of finding an extraterrestrial civilization or even discovering civilizations that existed millions of years ago, but also, of course, revolutionizing our own civilization, turning it into something we could use as taking the rocket in the afternoon with the same tranquility as if we were on a city bus. Now, to wrap it up, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, also share with your tech-loving friends. Lastly, leave any feedback in the comments if you want to see new videos or even just feedback about the video. Now, like I've said before, until next time, I'll see you guys in a new video.